Okay, everybody, you asked for it, and here it is, our video on using positive reinforcement to tack up a cinchy horse. So the first step that we're going to do is make sure that they have something really tasty and delicious to keep them busy, which in this case is about 1 flake of alfalfa. Also, if you can hear, they're stamping at some flies, even though it's late in the evening. So we definitely need to deal with that. So we're going to get her groomed up and make sure that she doesn't have any excuse to be stamping at flies. And again, notice she's not tied up. This is positive reinforcement style, so we don't tie them up. They have the choice to come or go, so we just entice them to stay with other things. In this case, we're using alfalfa. So let's move on to the next part. So again, she's still free. So both of these horses are. So we'll just let the camera run and we'll kind of show you how we do it. So notice we're really taking our time being gentle, how she's placing the saddle on her back and reassuring her. And the most important thing is notice this mare's head is down, right? Her head is down the whole time that we're doing this. So we definitely want to set up the scenario in such a ways that the horse's head is down. So alfalfa hay, especially if it's something they don't get on a daily basis, is a really great way to accomplish that. To get them to where they're like super excited about what we have for them, and also, you know, again, making sure that they have the opportunity to leave if they want to. That's also very important so that they don't feel trapped.
To say a couple of things.
Go ahead.
With
It's running right now, so
I know.
it's a good time.
with how I do this. So her girth usually goes up 3 on each side, 3 holes on each side. I start out really loose with 1 hole on each side, and then do other stuff such as pick her feet and everything else, and then just do up 1 more hole and 1 more hole, because if I just tighten it really tight the very first time I put it on, it stresses her out, and she gets like. She can't breathe, she'll take a deep breath, she'll try to give herself that space. But if I just take it my time, sometimes even she gets a little bit impatient. And so then before I get on, I'll tighten the girth instead of doing it all right here, tacking up. I make sure it's in a nice position underneath her where she has that extra space. And then it's not even very tight at all. And I just do it up 1. Let that sit. Look at how loose that is. I go and do some other tasks, and then I'm gonna come back and tighten it some more.
Okay, so at this point, this mare is saddled. Normally, sometimes what we'll do is if she's getting a little bit nervous about what's happening, then I will stand in front of her with a little bit of grain and entice her head down while the girth is being tightened. But in this particular instance, they were so relaxed this whole time, eager and ready to go, and just happily munching their little alfalfa hay that we didn't really need to do that. So we're gonna just, again, do other things like pick her feet right now, just kind of change the focus away from just trying to get the cinch as tight as possible right away. And then we'll come back and tighten it little by little until we get it as tight as we need it to be. And if we have to use a backup with a little bit of grain or something to get that last little bit done, we can certainly do that. But I think tonight we won't have to. I think she's staying pretty relaxed. She's pretty excited. Good. So what you really want to notice is pay attention is her head coming up. And notice her head's not coming up at all. Even with that little bit of tightening, so she's getting a little bit of scratching and petting and rewards, and then going on to a few other things just to make sure that she's good. And that's how you do it. So that's how you can slowly and carefully in small increments, and by changing the subject several times, working on it for just a few seconds, then working on something else for a few seconds instead of trying to get it all done at once, and making sure that the horse is free to come and go if they want, and giving them a good reason to want to stay here. And that is how you can tack up a girthy or cinchy horse without any kind of problems. So on that note, thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions about this video, please leave them in the comments down below. And we look forward to seeing you right here next time with our next training video. Thank you so much.